Hello, YTPC. Joshua Stewart, Pipe Up North. Well, the GAW is officially closed. Now, before we go any further, I just want to make sure that everybody that submitted a comment or a VR, oh, here comes Mittens. Say hi. Okay, that everybody that submitted a VR or a comment, that I've got you. So, I did forget, I think there was 2 of them that I got missed on the VRs. That there's our list. It's looking mirror image to me, but I think it comes out straight on the actual finished video. So if you submitted a VR, just make sure your name is on there. And if it's not, let me know. We'll do the actual giveaway probably on Thursday or Friday. So if in the next, by like end of the day Wednesday or something, or even on Thursday before noon or something like that, if you're not on there and you made a video, let me know. And then as far as comments, got a list of the comments there. Is it focusing? Maybe not really. Hopefully you can see them. Just make sure if you left a comment that your name is there. I don't want to miss anybody. There's a few of the comments. It'd be easy to just go through and take all the comments, but there was a few of them that, didn't want to be entered for whatever reason, which I get that too. That's part of the reason why I don't make more VRs than I do, is because I, feel like I'm getting in the way of people that are maybe more deserving. But then on the other hand, when I'm doing a giveaway here now, it's nice to see all the VRs. So I might be doing more of them in the future, just because I know that people that are putting on the giveaway, they like to see what people have to say. So anyway, so yeah, if your name wasn't on one of those 2 cards, make sure you let me know if you submitted a comment or a VR. And so being it's codger in a corn cob and Tobacco Tin Tuesday, I might as well get that taken care of. Well, we'll start with the codger, then we'll go to the corn cob. Got Captain Black Platinum is my codger today. Corn cob is a Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman. Went out, of course. So, all right. Codger and a corn cob. I think I've had the Captain Black Platinum on video before. It's a little bit different than the other Captain Black blends. Where the other Captain Black blends are a little bit on the aromatic, maybe even a little bit vanilla-y side. I mean, they're not super aromatic, but this one is, well, I'll read the description. A unique blend of selected Virginian burley, rich aroma, and a comfortable smoke. Which I can't speak to the aroma, but I would agree that it's a comfortable smoke. It's actually my second bowl of it tonight. It does seem to smoke kind of fast. So might be close to done here already. So if you're oh, I better do my shout out here too. I almost forgot. On the VRs, we got a third person doing their very first YTPC presenter. Frogmore Pipester. He did a little VR and he's got a neat little place. I believe it was South Carolina. And he's got a cool little setup going on down there. Hope to see more videos from him in the future. So go check him out. Give him a sub. Now, on to Tobacco Tin Tuesday. So if you're unfamiliar, haven't been watching for the past several weeks, however long it's been, my mother, when they moved from the house, the big house on the farm, to the not quite as big a house in town, you know, there's just limited amount of room, and she'd been collecting tobacco tins since probably the 1970s. And so, being I took up pipe smoking, she thought it would be appropriate for me to have her collection. So I've got her collection. There's several dozen cans, some fairly rare and valuable, some of them are fairly common. I'm going to go with one of the common ones today. Where did I put it now? Here it is. Union Leader. Now this particular tin has a fairly intact tax stamp on it yet. The seal is broken and the tin is empty. A couple little crumbs of tobacco in there, but it's fairly decent shape. Some of the tax stamp is readable. I don't know if you'll be able to read it or not, but it's a series 112 on the tax stamp. So I did a little bit of research, and that makes it 1942. So for, what's that make it, 80, yeah, over 80 years old? I guess it's in pretty decent shape for 80 years old. Not much rust, not too much for scratches. But Union Leader, that's what my dad smoked up until they quit making it in, when was it, mid-80s or something. And I know now that I've asked this question before, but I've got a little bit more followers and watchers now, so I'm curious to know what is the most similar tasting currently available blend that would be very reminiscent of the old Union Leader. Because after they quit making Union Leader, Dad, he started smoking Prince Albert, just because that's what was available. And but he speaks fondly of Union Leader, so maybe one of these times when I get down there I can find something that tastes like Union Leader and have a pipe with him. So he's going through some medical issues, and you know, when people get to be I guess what you could call them solidly considered senior citizens now, especially when there's some health issues going on, you know, how much longer will we have to enjoy a pipe together? You know, maybe not long. Maybe he'll be around for 20 years yet. Who knows? But so Union Leader, and yeah, the tins didn't change too much over the decades. We've got a few really early ones that are definitely different than this, but this looks, you know, the graphics, they didn't change much to the ones that Dad had in the 80s when I was a kid. So, but it's kind of nice when they got the tax stamp on there yet, and you can, and they're fairly readable like that, you can get a pretty good date. So this is by the tax stamp, 1942. I thought that was pretty cool. And there again, I don't know that it's particularly rare or particularly valuable, but kind of cool nonetheless. Let's see if there's the P. Lorillard Company. I don't know if you can. I got to improve my lighting in here one of these days. For a pipe and cigarette. Got the little ridges on the bottom of the can that a lot of them had. That my guess would be for lighting a match. I wonder if I don't have any matches handy that I could try that. The inside of the lid looks like brand new, but there's definitely some rust, surface rust inside. I'm trying to catch the light here myself. Can't tell if that's rust or little chunks of tobacco left in the bottom there, but kind of interesting little tin. So yeah, like I say, very curious to find out what is most similar of the currently available stuff to the old Union Leader. And I guess I didn't do a lot of research on Union Leader itself before I started, but I do remember seeing on, I think it was Tin Bids, I think I saw, they did like a re-release in the early 2000s just for, I don't know, for a novelty or if it was a legit re-release or what it was. But yeah. So yeah, I've been having some car issues lately, but nothing too major. Well, it's going to be major because it's going to cost some pretty serious money to get it fixed, but it's fixable, so I guess we got that. And if it's what I think it is, it's probably a little beyond what I want to tackle. My suspicion is it's a steering rack on my wife's car that went bad, and it's at the point where I don't feel safe driving it. In fact, when it started acting up, we went down to the Twin Cities last weekend. My son had an event for his college, so we went down there and watched his event. And on the way home, the steering was. I've driven cars where the power steering pump has went out and managed just fine, but these newfangled electronics, it's electronic power steering. I don't know if it's something with the electronics or if it was with the mechanicals in it, but we're driving down the freeway on the way home, and you know how you're driving down the freeway, you got to correct just a little bit with just how the lay of the road is, and there was a little bit of crosswind and stuff too, and when you go to correct it, the steering wheel wouldn't move, and you'd have to put a little bit of force, and then it would almost overcorrect, and it got a little scary, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and we got I don't know, we were less than an hour on the road and still had a couple hours to go, and it got so bad we had to pull off on a off ramp, and even just getting pulled off on that off ramp, we couldn't, or I was driving, I couldn't control the car. I mean, I was at one point, I was pulling, it was kind of drifting towards the ditch, and I was, pulling on it, trying to get it back on. By this time, we were driving on the shoulder with the hazards on, probably driving 25 miles an hour, because I didn't want to be driving 80 miles an hour and, having it jump out. In fact, we had somebody pass us when I was driving still about 70, and it would jerk a little bit to one side. I'm sure they thought I was drunk because I was kind of swerving and jerking a little bit. They blew past me and honked their horn at me. Like I say, I'm sure they thought I was drunk or something. So it wasn't too long after that. We just kind of went on the shoulder with the hazards, and we were trying to go up an off ramp just to get off the freeway, and it was drifting towards a ditch, and I actually had to pull we started going in the ditch a little bit. I was only going about 10 miles an hour by this time, and I had to pull with just about everything I had to get it past the point, and then of course it jerked back onto the road, and being we were halfway in the ditch already, the wife started screaming because she thought we were going to roll over, but my poor daughter, 16-year-old daughter, she was crying, and my wife, she was a little upset. She said, just stop right here, right now. But it's like, I just wanted to get totally off the freeway so that we could, I just felt safer being off the freeway. So called my brother-in-law and her parents, and they were both a fair distance away at that time. They would have had, well over an hour drive for either of them to get to us, but didn't want to call a tow truck because to get it home would be, I don't know, many hundreds of dollars that I didn't really want to spend. So I ended up having my father-in-law come up and with his trailer and loaded it up and brought it home. So I got an appointment at the Ford dealer, I think tomorrow, get it looked at and kind of verify what we think is wrong with it and figure out what we're going to do. I'll probably have my local mechanic do it because I talked to him today, and he said he can do the replacement, but he can't do the diagnostics to make sure that that's what the issue is. And you don't want to spend, I don't know how much it'll be. I know it's going to be well over $1,000, and he doesn't want to do that unless he knows that that's the part that needs to be replaced, which I guess I don't blame him. So bringing it into the Ford garage and having them do the diagnostic, and if it's something simple, I'll just have them fix it there. We can get back going. Otherwise, if it's the major something or another that my regular mechanic can handle, we'll have him do it. But so yeah, always something. So anyway, yeah, we've been rambling here long enough, just telling about the issues of the day. So anyway, yeah, double check those names on the note card at the beginning. If you left a comment, make sure that your name is on the comment card. And if you did a VR, make sure your name is on the VR card, and we'll do the actual giveaway, like I said, probably Thursday or Friday. We'll see. Kind of depends on what my schedule looks like and what the kids have going on and all that. But get that done and get some prize packages shipped out here hopefully pretty soon. So and like I said, if we got overseas winners, if my intention is to be able to send it to you, but just keep in mind if there's going to be some weird stuff with customs, or like I say, if it's going to be more than, I don't really want to put a dollar amount on, but let's say if it's going to cost more than $50 to ship this small package, we're going to have to figure out something else. But yeah, I haven't shipped anything overseas for probably 20 years. I used to do a lot of eBay stuff and shipped all over the world. And at that time, I remember shipping stuff to Japan and Portugal, and I bet I shipped to 20 different countries while I was doing the eBay stuff for different things, and at that time it was about double what domestic stuff was to ship, which I didn't think was too bad. But and if it's that way now, not a big deal. But if we're ridiculous, might have to ask if you got a friend or something in the U.S. to ship it to instead. But that's going to have to be a wait and see thing. So, and then like I say, of course, there's some customs stuff can be fun dealing with overseas. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So we're running a little long again here. Appreciate all the VRs and all the comments and all the interesting collections that people used to have, and in a lot of cases still do have. So I think that's about all we needed for right now. Like I say, check out. I got a Frogmore Pipester. I'll put his handle in the description so you can click on the link or something and go check him out. So I guess with that, that's about it for now. This is Joshua Stewart, Pipe Up North. You have a good day.